Now, back to Coastal Living on KZTV.
Welcome back to Coastal Living. As you can see, we've livened up the set a little bit. Please welcome Kevin Gibbs, the CEA Horticulture with Texas A&M AgriLife. Thank you for joining us, Kevin.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we're very excited to have you because for anyone who watches regularly, Kendall and I are very passionate about plants. We just really struggle with keeping them alive.
Yes, we're very good at killing our plants.
Yes, I have killed many a cactus in my day and I'm not proud of it. So tell us a little bit about Texas A&M AgriLife.
Well, Texas A&M AgriLife actually works with the county to provide education, things from gardening and horticulture to health and nutrition to agriculture, and we have youth programs like 4-H.
Interesting. Okay, and what can we expect to learn if we attend this event that you're having? Tell us about that.
Well, this is a Coastal Bend Landscape Conference, and it's geared towards horticulture professionals, but even your average gardener will learn from things from birding. We've got pesticide rules and regulations. We've got all about different ways that you can actually do a better job gardening here in the Coastal Bend.
Interesting. Okay. So tell us, why is it so difficult to garden? We have trouble, right, Kendall?
Yes.
Well, it's difficult to garden here in the Coastal Bend because everything that you know typically about normal seasons doesn't apply here in the Coastal Bend. We have crazy rain periods sometimes. In the fall and the spring we might have a 5 to 10-inch rain, and then our summers are normally just scorching heat.
Yes, absolutely.
Does it have to do with the soil as well?
No, our soil's actually, even though we have clay soils, our soil's actually great. It's full of
Okay.
nutrients. So.
Okay, so it's just me. It's just me as a
It's just
person
us.
that
We're trying to put the blame on
It's kind of difficult to garden in the ground in clay, so we usually do a lot of raised bed and container gardening here.
Interesting. And what about the quality of the water that we're using? You mentioned during a break we were talking about, again, our sad little plants here at the studio.
Well, most places don't have perfect water, but there's things that you can learn to do to help you. Like I was suggesting that you put the, what did you call your plant?
Her name is Lily.
I suggested
peace
that you put
lily.
lily in the sink and run lots of water through it, and that's called leaching when you do that.
We need to give her a bath. That's Lily. Thanks for drawing attention to our sad.
She looked
Sad,
worse
sad
last
plant.
week, so I plucked the dead leaves. So she's actually looking pretty good.
Better. But this is a perfect example of why it's, I mean, you're saying it's okay for us to attend an event, although this is for more professionals
Absolutely.
in the field.
Those
Okay.
to be things that you can learn from it.
Awesome. And give us the details on the event. Where is it being held and when?
The event is being held at Delmar Center for Economic Development. That's at 3209 South Staples. It's right next to KDT's studios.
Oh, okay.
Right
Great.
there on the corner of Staples and Costorus.
All right. Yeah, different from the actual Del Mar campus. So make sure that you're
Yes,
aware of
ma'am.
that address. And that is on what day?
It's coming up this Thursday, the 20th.
From 8 a.m.
It's from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Nice. Okay, wonderful. So this is an opportunity to go out and learn if you're like myself and Kendall and your green thumb is just not as green as you think it is or you want it to be. This is an opportunity to go out. Is there a cost for the event? How does that part work?
There's a cost for the event. It's just to cover the fees of the speakers that come in. And they can register either at the door or they can register online by going to nueces.agrilife.org, or you can find Coastal Bend Landscape Conference on Eventbrite.
Okay. And Kendall, I know you've got a lot of questions about keeping these alive.
Yeah, so at this event, we're going to be talking about spring planting, of course. Is that
Well,
correct?
we're going to be talking about birding. We're going to be talking about plant diseases and insects, and we'll be talking about different pesticide rules and regulations. So a lot of different topics. I think the Plant Diagnostic Lab is going to zoom in and tell us about the different things that customers can get from the lab there at College Station.
Okay. So it's
Interesting.
mostly just like the science behind everything and like
a lot
why
of
it's
it, yes.
happening.
Yeah, which is
That's
important to
actually
know.
very interesting. Yeah, because you need to know how to do that in order to make your plants thrive.
Or, in some cases you think like, oh, I'm just overwatering or underwatering my plant, but you may have a pesticide or an insect on there that's preventing it from flourishing. Like you mentioned, you thought ours might have the little spider
Spider mites.
mites.
Which
I
is
didn't
an-
know
it's an
that
insect.
plants could have bugs. I mean, yes, they get bugs on them, but like actual, like, oh, my dog has fleas and now my tree has spider mites. What am I gonna do? Yeah, so
I have spider mites on one of my plants at home, and I just put it outside instead of dealing with it. And I would just like get a Q-tip and like get the little bugs off. Is there a better way of doing that, or is that?
Well, for spider mites, they are not crazy about water, so one of the things you could do early in the morning is just hose it down. Try not to keep the soil soaking wet, but hose the foliage down, and that'll help control spider mites.
Okay, I see.
Well, you are very knowledgeable, and we look forward to having you back on to sort of start from square one and help us with some of the basics. But for our viewers at home that may not be able to attend the event, what are some basics that you have for us as far as maintaining and keeping our plants alive?
Well, I can give you some general rules. One, most plants prefer not to stay wet. So if you're talking about house plants, water them, let them go dry, and then water them again.
Okay.
Most plants will not sit for dry periods of time. If you let it sit there until the point that it's crispy, it's usually a death sentence
So
for
I
it.
should just throw that one away.
We've got another plant over here she's real crispy.
If it looks like you put it through the oven.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's-
Well,
Yeah, he's not too
he's
good.
not doing too good. He's like reaching out for help. Is Monica going to bring that
Help
out?
me.
Thanks for throwing us under the
Help.
bus. Here comes.
I think he's jealous of Lily's. what I think.
He might be. Oh yeah, let's put it on display. That's a fantastic
Yeah.
idea.
Here, there
Well-
we go.
I hope you. So much to learn. So much to learn.
We'll get through
which
this
is
together,
why
bud.
you want to make it out to the Coastal Bend Landscape Conference Thursday at the Delmar Center for Economic Development from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 767-5217 for more information and keep up with Texas A&M AgriLife for more upcoming events. You're not just going to learn about plants. You'll learn about the rules of pesticides. You'll learn about birding, which is very big here, bigger than we realize, and it's growing. So you want to know more about that, and that way you can enjoy all the beautiful things that Coastal Bend has to offer.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us, Kevin.
Thank y'all for having me
and for
this
trying
morning.
to help us just a little bit more to keep these things alive.
Yeah.
All